Oh yeah, it's frog time. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my hardcore Minecraft series. I really like standing up here now that our tower is all finished. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that video and are glad I am finally finished at least one project in this world. As you can see in the background, we're getting some decent progress done on the museum. That last wall over there, we'll pop out of F5 there, that last wing is probably done by now. So I probably finished it on my Thursday stream, and we're getting close to finishing the dome, and then we can start collecting everything for the museum itself. But in today's episode, we're going to be getting something, as you can probably tell from the little intro there, we're doing frogs. So on a live stream a couple weeks ago probably, I went and I found a swamp, and then I found some frogs because I use a lot of frog lights in my museum itself, and in the future I'll probably use a lot of frog lights just because they're a really nice addition to the lighting of Minecraft as a full block. I remember the days when it was just glowstone was the lighting option. Now we have all these nice pretty colors. So in today's episode we're going to collect some frogs, get all the different variants, build up a farm, and then see how many we can collect. So let's get into it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a little bit of footage from the live stream where I actually captured all the frogs and tadpoles and brought them back to base. And then we'll cut back to me, current me, I guess, and we'll see how many frogs we can get and get that farm going. So let's cut to that, and then you'll be brought back to me. Ooh, lots of frogs over here. Okay, that's good. It's kind of cut off, which helps me out a little bit. So when they spawn, I'll be able to... Wait, didn't I do 2 pairs? Where'd the other one go? Yeah, it looks like only the one worked. Oh wait, no, here we go. So we got another one in here. The water is blocked off. Yeah, let's stand, make sure I don't lose them. Where'd the other one go? So one here. I guess I can place torches. Show where I need to be. And I think the other one is here. Yeah. One, and the other's over here. My sense of time is skewed, but it looks like we're good to go. Come on. Maybe do I need the water bucket? Yes, it is. Alright, so you need the bucket of water. Alright, I've got 4 tadpoles. That's good. Let's put them away in the ender chest for now, just to save up a little space. But now that we have 4, we can set up a little pond back at base and start breeding them up. I'm definitely going to need to get the special ones for all the different biomes, so I can get all the different types of froglights. So we're going to need lots and lots of tadpoles. I'll probably spawn 2 tadpoles down at base so that I can start getting a farm of them going. So I can get basically infinite tadpoles and therefore infinite frogs. Oh, it looks like they've gone. 1, 2... I thought it said you guys have 3 to 7 or something. Do they spawn in this one? It's hard to tell. Let's turn off the shaders. No, okay. Looks like that is all we're getting. Let's move that back up. And let us start heading back to base. So basically we're just going straight at this point. So we need basically a spot, a piece of water, and then I guess the frog will go there. We need some glass. Do I have any in here? We're gonna have to go back downstairs. Yep, downstairs we go. Oh, bees are getting a little noise there. Alright, so we got glass. Be fine here. I guess we can use wood for now. So we put a bit of water in here. I don't want them to drown, so I should probably put another layer up instead. Or I guess not drown, I don't want them to suffocate any walls. And then I'm going to need them space. Yeah, I've been doing that a lot just because it saves a lot of time. I do need to get a better way of getting up and down this tower because I use so many rockets just to move around that it feels like such a waste. I have to spend so much time AFKing at my farm. Alright, let's just put a roof on it of glass. We're gonna need to do 2 tadpoles. I guess I can stand on the bottom here. Probably should have placed it in there, but now we're going to head out. So now we got our little frog area. We'll see if that works. Wait, are they still in there? Need to create a little border so I can stand up. Yeah, so we got 2 tadpoles in there. Make a little viewing platform up here. Keep an eye on them. Get a little bit of lighting in here. Once they grow up, they should get 2 frogs in here, and then I guess I'll have to slowly breed them by hand to get more of the tadpoles. Want to catch some of this progress live? Check me out over on Twitch Mondays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there. Alright, and we're back. So this one kind of outlived its usefulness. As you kind of saw, I had to drag them all the way down the staircase, which was a little bit of a pain. So I started doing them down here on the bottom level in my just little pond here. I filled it up with a bit more water and got all of them grown up in here, and it was really close to the nether portal so I could transport them easily. And then my second set, because I needed multiple variants, over there's the cold variant, and then just down here in this little pond, I was able to grow up, I guess, the neutral variant, because I guess the cherry biome is neutral. Now all that I need left is the hot variant. So I don't really have any close by, and I don't know how to do it in the nether. So I think what I'm going to do is in my nether, kind of on the nether roof, I have a portal to my old desert I've kind of moved on now, since it's been completely emptied. But I think I'll be able to grow them up over there, and then I can drag them back through the nether portal since they kind of drag quite easily with the leads. And then after that, because I still got a couple more for extras just in case, because I'm going to need 4 for the hot biome, and then these ones can be used to get ready for my museum because I'm going to need some in there as well. So let's go and grab these. Grab a couple, actually I already got the fireworks. Let's head into the nether, go over to the hot biome, and then we can drag them back and start building the farm. Alright, I know it doesn't look like I've completely emptied this desert out. It's just because as it goes on, it gets harder and harder to kind of remove all the sand and sandstone. So I found a bigger one that has a lot bigger kind of flat area that I can kind of mine, because the sandstone's the more important part, and the sand kind of just gets in the way. So let's quickly sleep, and then we're going to make a little pond, get those frogs grown up, and then we'll drag them back through the portal. I'll try and make a nicer path because I've kind of destroyed underneath where my portal is. But what we can do is we can grab just a little pond, and then we're going to place all 4 of our tadpoles in here. And then once these guys grow up, we can attach them to a fence post for now, and then lead them back through the portal. Alright, we've got all 4 of the frogs here now. Get this guy out of the portal. 2, 3, 4, and in the process of that, I got the achievement when I get all frog variants, because these are the last ones, because the other 2 were much easier because they're right beside my base. So now we've got to just run back this way, following my lantern and torch path, and we can start building up the farm. So let's get to that. Alright, we've got our last 4 coming in now, and that'll be a total of 12 frogs of the different variants. So very simple, don't even need to name them, I don't think. Had to make one adjustment to the little cage here in the middle because the iron golems were getting damaged. So I had to add these chains on the outside, and that protects them because the slimes or the magma cubes have had an update where their attacking pattern is slightly different. So now if we head over here, clean up my little platform of stairs that kind of had to dangle the frogs their way into the farm, and then we can head up top. There's my little platform. Probably should make it a little bit bigger because it is a little difficult to land on right now. As you can see, it is very close to my other farm. So there's my bartering farm, my gold farm. I got lucky, this is a basalt delta, and that is, I think, the Crimson Forest or whatever. That's the most efficient for these two farms. As I've been going, I've already gotten a little bit of the other two Froglights and some magma cream, but that will be much easier. Now we can get all three colors, and I'll probably set up a much better not a sorting system, but a much better storage system here, just so I'm not running out of any storage and I can have plenty on hand whenever I need them. But let's do a little bit of AFKing and then see how much Froglights we have. Alright, so I'm not really feeling like AFKing for too long because I don't need too many right now, but I did find that my original platform, because over there is directly above the center of the Iron Golem, but it's too close to my other farm. As you can see, if I slowly walk towards, you can start to see them spawning in. There you go. And then if I get over here, I spawn a lot in. It's only on this edge, like this side of it, but you can see it's spawning plenty, which is going to tank the drops. So I found about over here, if I stand on this torch, I'm not sure if they're at a render distance or if they're despawning because they're the full like 128 blocks away, but this I think will give the best spawn rates. So let's just drop down. I think I AFK'd like 5, maybe 10 minutes, so obviously not very long. But as you can see here, we are getting a lot of Froglights even for that short period. So now I can take these, head back to my base, and I can start adding them to the museum. Alright, we're here at the almost complete museum, and I've brought about a stack of the ochre Froglights, because those are the ones that I used for here. Looks like it has a direction, so I want to make sure I get it how I was. So if I turn on easy place, it'll do that automatically in Litematica, and then I can remove all these torches and have a little bit better lighting. I still got to get these trapdoors. Need to really focus on getting a lot of copper. I'll probably have to empty out an entire one of the trial chambers. But if we come over here, it looks like it's going to be difficult. There we go. Place that in. We'll go onto that side, and then we have all the different wings, as well as, I'm not sure if I use any on these bits. If we lower it down, yeah, there we go. So if we hop around, we can get some lighting here in the center. Ochre Froglight, Froglight, and I can finally finish off these little bits that are saying it is wrong. But after we get these in, we can start removing some of these torches and it'll start looking so much better. Alright, we're coming to the end of today's episode. Just a couple little housekeeping things. As you can see here, I have finally covered my entire roof. So it's now fully spawn-proofed by a mix of the carpet and a bit of these slabs. I was thinking of doing all slabs, but I don't have enough deep slate on hand right now. So maybe in the future I'll replace, but I don't really need to see up here too often because it is basically the tallest point in the world. So now what I want to do is I want to improve the efficiency, I guess, or the output of my honey farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and look for a bunch more of these, what are they called? The bee nests. I've got one here. I need 5 for every layer, and I'm going to get at least 2 more layers, so that means I need 9 more. So cue the honey gathering montage. Alright, after about 30 to 40 minutes, I was only able to capture 4 more, but that means we can add 1 more layer. Some of these have some good amounts, so 1, 1, 2, 3, and 2, so that should be good enough for the total thing. I could probably max these out if I wanted to, but I'm not sure if that would make it more efficient. Seeing we're getting a decent amount, so let's build that next layer. Alright, so we've got it all set up now, just have to throw in all of these. So you gotta be very careful and make sure I have these on hand, so I can close it in and make sure none of them escape. So it's nighttime now, so it should be probably the best time to do this. Looks like we're gonna need to maybe shear these guys. They're gonna want to be fully covered. Actually, what we could do is you just put these in. And then if we... There we go. So we just set it off and they're all sheared. And the redstone should all be connected up with the hoppers. And hopefully that should be bringing it down. I did find a couple of villages, so I stole a bell, got some armor. But it looks like we're doing pretty good on the honey front. So we're up to 3. I can probably fit one last one in the ceiling there, which will create a giant honey farm. But that is where we're going to end today's episode. We got lots done, got this new farm that is going to be pumping out all the froglights I'll probably ever need, especially since it's probably quite quick. We can check in here. This is only like 5 minutes total, and we've already got stacks, a couple stacks of each, and it'll only go up the more I kind of chill in this area and AFK up there on my platform. But I think that's going to do it for today's episode, so if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more episodes coming soon. Until next time.